In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my techniques on how to center clay on the potter's wheel. But as always, the process starts with you wedging your clay. I'm going to be spiral wedging this. You can do this on your wedging table, but I do this direct on the potter's wheel to save me time from moving the camera all around the studio. Make sure you do this properly. I'm gonna be dropping a video on how to wedge clay properly. So once you're done with your wedging, you're going to need just about 1 kg of clay for a beginner. Set the other one aside. And now you need to find the center on the wheel. So these lines are drawn here already. Then you want to work your way as close to the center as possible. So this is what we are going to be working with. This line. You want to clean your wheel. But during the process of cleaning your wheel, make sure your wheel is not too wet. As if your wheel is too wet, slamming your clay to the wheel head, it is not going to stick. It's just going to be a very big struggle for you and the clay. So you want to eliminate the water and then scrape up the slip. Then you want the middle. Then you take your finger and you secure it to the wheel head. Now we have a steady clay. Remember, at first you need to find your way to the center as possible as you can. So now you begin to throw. The first thing you need to consider is your posture and the way you sit on the wheel. So you want to move your way closer to the splash pan. Move your way closer. Then your hand position. Your elbow must be braced with your leg because you need steadier hands. Consider your hands as a tool, so you need steady hands while you are trying to center your pottery on the wheel. So your elbow must be braced with your leg on this side. The other elbow braced with your body too, while your hands are pushing inward. So you want to add water a little bit to your hands. So this part of my palm is going to be pushing inward. I'll be needing this pinky, this other pinky, and this part of my hands too. This one is pushing in, while this pinky is guiding it. The other pinky is going to be guiding it on this side too. And this side, let me put that into practice. So this side is pushing in. You're going to need this part of your hands too. This one is pushing in, while this one is guiding it. Then that is where coning comes in. You cone up and down. Coning up and down helps you to eliminate the air pockets that are still inside the clay. So basically what I'm doing right now is squeezing the clay in with this part of my hand. If you feel it is getting sticky, you add water. So this part of my hands is pushing downward, while the other hand is just guiding it from going outside. This part of my hands pushing down. Remember this place, guiding it up. You might want to brace your hand also. You see, using here to push down. Remember, you might find this very difficult if you're trying this for the first time. It is not as easy as it looks, but you don't have to give up. You just need more practice. And then you have a centered clay. Another way to know that it is centered is by using your eyes to just look at it. Or if you want to know, you can point your finger towards the pottery. If you feel any wobbly, that means it is not yet centered. Like this. You see? If your hands is still dancing on the clay, that means your clay is not centered yet. Then you grab your hands. You might want to lock in your fingers together like this again and go very steady. If you feel it is getting sticky, you add water. Then you go in and center it again. While this hand is pushing in, this part of your hands is pushing inward. This one is guiding it. Because if I start pushing inward, this one is going to start going up. That is why you need this hand to guide it down, while this hand is also pushing in. Once you have a centered clay, then you might proceed to the process of opening and pulling. So another technique I would like to share with you is the sponge technique. I've seen potters use this one on the internet, but personally I don't use this. So the same process applies. Secure your clay to the wheel head and then wet with a little bit of water. Now this one, you're going to be needing this hand to be securing the clay in place while you grab your sponge on this other end. And basically what you're doing is pushing this clay, this hand inward into the clay while this hand is guiding it. Let me put that into practice. See? Pushing this one inward. This one is guiding. This one is pushing. This process requires less water because the sponge is already providing water to the clay. And then you want to push down again. Coning down again, you push it down with this sponge. This one is just for you to guide. Remember, you need steady hands, so your hand is still being braced up by your body. This one also requires practice as well, but I think it might be easier for some people. It's not yet centered properly, so you cone up again while this hand is pushing inward, pushing in. This one is guiding. You might want to wrap your hands around it, but I'm trying to show it to the camera, so I'll have my hands open. This hand pushing down again. You might need a couple of practice before you get to this. Make sure your hands are very steady and you get as close as you can to the splash pan. I have long arms and legs, so this is as close as I can get to the potter's wheel. But if you have like short arms or short legs, you might want your hands to be on the splash pan also, and at the same time on your legs. Remember, there is no one rule to this thing. You just need to find what works for you. This is just what works for me that I'm sharing with you guys. I'll be making another video on how to open up clay and pull. If you're still watching this video, please do not forget to subscribe, share this video. I'm going to be practicing everything I've said with a bigger lump of clay. Remember, find your way to the center, then slam the clay, secure the clay with your finger, and then water, add a little bit of water. Brace your hands with your leg. You need steadier hands. Push inward. Lock in your fingers if you still struggle. Whenever it feels sticky, add water. Push inward with this both pinky. Cone up. This part of your palm is pushing down if you're going back down, while this hand is guiding it. The two pinky finger is pushing in. This part of your hands squeeze up. Remember, release gently, as if you release your hands aggressively, it's going to go off-centered again. So release gently, then go back down. This part of your finger is pushing downward, the other hand guiding it to go out. There you have it, a well-centered clay. And I'm going to be sharing the second technique now. Let's get it off-centered again. You see the clay is pretty off-centered now. So you add water, you push inward with your sponge while this other hand is guiding it. Push downward again. Remember, this is a bigger clay, smooth as this. Push inward. This one is just guiding, while this one is pushing in. Downward again. Your hand is guiding, while this one is pushing down. And there you have it. A nice centered clay that is ready to be thrown into any shape. Let me know which technique you would like to try. See you on the next one. Thank you.